Before you truly change your life, you must first subscribe to the journey. If you struggle with big dreams but small actions, this channel is for you. Hit that subscribe button now, because the story you're about to hear might be the one that finally moves you from waiting to doing. And if it resonates with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it too. Now let's begin. Maya sat at her desk, staring at the blank document on her screen. The cursor blinked, patient and accusing. Outside her apartment window, the city moved without her. Car horns echoed. People walked with purpose. The sun was setting, painting her walls orange, and she hadn't written a single word. She had been planning to write her book for 3 years now. She told everyone about it. At coffee shops, at family dinners, during lunch breaks at work. "I'm writing a novel," she would say, her voice bright with conviction. "It's about human connection in the digital age." People always smiled. They said they couldn't wait to read it. But Maya had written only 12 pages. 12 pages in 3 years. Every morning, she woke up with intention. Today would be different. Today she would write. But then she reached for her phone. The screen lit up. Emails appeared. Messages arrived. She scrolled. An hour vanished like smoke. She made coffee, the ritual taking longer than it should. She wiped down the kitchen counter. She straightened the books on her shelf. She told herself she needed the right mood, the right energy, the perfect silence. By evening, exhaustion settled into her bones. "Tomorrow," she whispered to the empty room. "I'll start fresh tomorrow." Maya worked as a marketing coordinator at a tech startup. She was good at her job, efficient and reliable. Her reports were always on time. Her presentations were polished. But the book, her real dream, stayed locked inside her. She carried it everywhere. In her thoughts during meetings. In her mind on the subway, pressed between strangers. In her heart when she couldn't sleep at 2 in the morning. Yet the pages remained empty. The story lived only in her head, growing heavier with each passing month. One Saturday afternoon in October, Maya met her former professor, Dr. Chun, at a bookstore downtown. The air smelled of paper and coffee. Dr. Chun had retired from teaching, but still wrote every day. She had published 4 books, each one quiet but powerful, the kind that changed people slowly. They sat in the cafe section, tea steaming between them. Outside, leaves tumbled across the sidewalk. "How is your novel coming along?" Dr. Chen asked, her voice gentle but direct. Maya felt her chest tighten. She looked down at her cup. "I'm working on it." Slowly, Dr. Chen studied her for a long moment. Not with judgment, just with knowing. The kind of look that sees through polite answers. "Maya, may I tell you something I learned too late?" Maya nodded, throat tight. "There are 2 forces inside every creative person," Dr. Chen said, wrapping both hands around her tea. "One is intention. The other is inertia. Intention is what makes you want to create. It gives you the vision, the dream, the beautiful image of what could be. It feels warm and real when you think about it." She paused, letting the words settle. "But inertia is what keeps you still. It feels like rest, like waiting for the right moment. It whispers that you need more time, more clarity, better circumstances. But it's not rest, Maya. It's resistance wearing a gentle mask." Maya stared at her tea, watching the steam rise and disappear. "Intention needs fuel," Dr. Chun continued, her voice softer now. "It needs small actions, daily and deliberate. Without them, it fades like a fire no one tends. But inertia needs nothing. It grows on its own. It feeds on your hesitation, your perfectionism, your fear. And the longer you feed it with delay, the stronger it becomes. Until one day, you look up and realize years have passed. The dream is still there, but it feels further away than ever." Maya went home that evening as the sun disappeared behind the buildings. She sat at her desk again. The blank document stared back at her, the cursor still blinking. She thought about Dr. Chen's words. Intention and inertia, 2 forces. She realized with sudden clarity that she had been feeding the wrong one for 3 years. That night, she made a decision. Not a grand one. Not a promise to write 5 pages a day or finish the book in 6 months. Just one small decision. She would write for 15 minutes every morning before checking her phone. 15 minutes. No conditions. No waiting for inspiration. No excuses. The first morning was hard. Her mind felt foggy. The words came slowly, awkwardly, like learning to walk again. She wrote only 2 sentences. They weren't good. They felt clumsy and false. But they existed. They were real marks on a real page. The second morning, she wrote a paragraph. The third morning, she wrote 2. Some days the words flowed like water. Most days they didn't. But she kept the promise. She showed up. Weeks passed. The 15 minutes became a habit, woven into her morning like breathing. Her body knew the rhythm now. Wake up. Sit down. Write. No negotiation. No debate. On weekends, the 15 minutes stretched to 30, sometimes an hour. The document grew. 10 pages became 20. 20 became 50. The story she had carried in her head for years began to take physical form. Maya didn't tell anyone about her new routine. She didn't announce it on social media or make it a public goal. She just did it. Quietly. Daily. The book started to take shape. Not quickly. Not perfectly. But it was real now. Solid. Moving forward with the momentum of small, consistent actions. 3 months later, Dr. Chin texted her. How is the writing going? Maya looked at her manuscript. 87 pages. Rough, unfinished, full of problems she would need to fix. But alive. Breathing. She typed back. It's happening. Dr. Chin replied with a single word. Good. Maya continued. Some mornings she felt excited, the words pouring out. Some mornings she felt nothing, just going through the motions. But the feeling didn't matter anymore. The action did. She showed up. She wrote. The intention was no longer just a dream floating in her mind. It was becoming something tangible, something that existed outside of her thoughts, something others could eventually touch and read. 6 months after that conversation in the bookstore, Maya typed the final sentence of her first draft. She sat back in her chair as evening light filled the room. The manuscript sat before her, 173 pages. It wasn't ready to publish. It needed work, revision, probably months more of effort. But it was finished. She had written the last sentence. She felt something she hadn't felt in years. Not pride exactly. Not accomplishment. Just relief. Deep, quiet relief. She had done it. She had moved the dream from her mind onto the page. Maya thought about those 3 years of waiting. All that time she had believed she was being patient, waiting for the right moment, preserving her energy for when conditions were perfect. But she hadn't been waiting. She had been stuck. And the difference between those two things, she now understood, was everything. If you have been carrying a dream for a long time, if you have been waiting for the right moment, the right feeling, the right conditions, perhaps this is your reminder. The dream doesn't need perfect circumstances. It needs your hands. It needs 15 minutes. It needs today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Start small. Start imperfect. But start. Because intention without action is just a beautiful thought that fades with time. And you deserve more than that. If this story moved you, please subscribe to this channel and share it with someone who has been waiting to start. Leave a comment below and tell us, what will you begin today? Together, we turn intention into action.